can't believe it's over, fellas. This first season's done. 22 episodes, and now we've reached the end. And the idea that I'm not going to see these guys again until I get back to writing some more Power Rangers fix and I read season 2 kind of hurts a little. Well, let's do this. Season 1, episode 22, Into Darkness, part 2. Hey, about that ebony venom? Nikki inquired, spying an empty vial on the ground at Walker's feet. Doesn't this look just like the one of the vials that contains it? Just as those words left Nikki's mouth, before anyone could react in any conceivable way, Walker's eyes suddenly widened as he threw both arms out, knocking the Rangers across the table. Drayden suddenly quickly got back up, Dragon Buster in hand, put down on the Salamander, only for it to be blotted by some invisible force field, leaving him stuck and forced to watch as Walker's eyes grew an eggplant color. You took it, didn't you? Drayden demanded, trying to get free. I am a living weapon, forged by my mother for the one true emperor of this world, Walker declared as his body began to reshape itself, transforming into a wyvern lightless. I am ready to destroy, as any weapon should. Jane's eyes narrowed, looking through the darkness of Walker's new form to see his true self inside, along with the staff of the wyvern and a matching wyvern lightless figure. The staff, the figure, they were always meant to work like this, weren't they? Add in a little ebony venom for flavor, and it makes an interesting combo, Walker yelled, shoving Drayden back to the other Rangers. Now get out! Spreading his wings, Walker unleashed a massive blank energy blast at the team from them, and pounded them all the way to the front wall of the dark chamber and to the outside, while also blowing apart the rest of the wall. The Rangers all tumbled across the ground, demorphing from the insane attacks their comrades formed up around them. Guardians, so what's happened? Infernos demanded. Walker! Nikki groaned. The team started getting back up into their feet as the Wyvern Lightless stepped over the ruined wall of his hideout. Strange. Normally for finales like this, it's usually the heroes' hideout that gets destroyed. I do love the sweats. That's Walker? Faye inquired, as her skin growing lightly pale. What did he do to himself? He's transformed himself into a lightless, Drayden explained, sword still drawn. The pre-series more powerful than all the other ones we've seen so far. Walker scoffed, looking over the united army before him, as the fog grew denser and darker in his presence. So, all this standing before me represents the group that stood in my way all this time. Well, save for dear old Dad, anyway. Allow me to show you my appreciation for that. Guys, this is the mid-season finale. The secondary boss does come up and he's got ultimate power. Yeah. He's going to be really hard to beat. Drayden's eyes widened and Terrace Walker's wings spread out, pulling all the energy from them into the palm of his hand. Everyone, get back! With a loud roar, Walker focused all of his power into a spear of energy and clutched it in his hand, curling it back. He swung and hurled it at the group, only for the 6 Guardians to unleash attacks from the Crystal Blast Morphers and the Dragon Buster at it, setting off a massive explosion. Walker stood unflinching as flame and smoke spread out before him, unaffected by the wave of heat that blew against his body. After a few seconds, he merely flapped his wings, blowing the flames away, only to find that the large group was once standing before him had vanished. You think you can hide from me? Walker shouted, his voice getting deeper as it echoed through the dark lands. This is my domain, and I'm going to personally make it your hell! Charles looked over the viewing globe, almost breaking into hysterics as he tried to find some sort of manual controls for the thing. For the past few moments, the already staticky transmission for the dark zone had gone completely black, forcing it to zoom out. To the professor's horror, the entire area was covered in blackness from the globe's perspective. What now? What now? What now? What now? Charles demanded, trying and falling to remain calm. What's going on? A weak-sounding voice asked. Professor Snyder turned to see Jawar slowly making his way over, leaning heavily on his staff.
Joel, something's going on, Charles explained. Just a minute after the Rangers entered the dark chamber, the picture went out for everything in the dark zone.
Charles looked over at the viewing globe, quickly assessing the problem.
Oh dear, that can only mean a far more massive dark power has awakened there, and is blocking us out.
Charles cocked an eyebrow, seeing the sweat roll down Zara's face.
Are you alright? You don't look well. My body is having to make adjustments,
the old wizard explained, beginning to regain normal breathing.
All the energy locked away below the ancient library was difficult to take in. As it turns out, even harder to cut off what needed. It's going to take a while to get used to.
Started work, but did it look? Jarwar stroked his beard as he thought it over.
Yes, with all the energy I absorbed, I should be able to maintain my morph form outside this region. Although, I don't know how long this will last.
Alright, but what about the situation in the dark zone? Charles asked. Is there some way we can help the Raiden and the others?
At this point, it seems our only option is Operation Lighthouse,
Jarwar answered. Let's hope they're ready for it on their end. Nikki scrambled behind a large rock formation, finding herself sharing cover with the other Guardians, what looked like to be most of their forces, who also had Darkia in chains. Is this everyone? Faye shook her head. We're missing a number of dwarves and magma nagas. We need to find the right...
It is a Faye, Patrick advised. There's a lot out there on the prowl. We can't just sit so nilly-nilly.
We can't just leave them, Faye insisted in his tone. We won't. Trust us, Layla replied, holding her girlfriend's hand. But we need a plan. Nikki nodded, looking over to Darkia. Don't suppose you're feeling talkative. Darkia scoffed, looking away. Please, like you believe me, even if I did have something useful to say.
Darkia, please, Patrick urged. Your brother's turned into a rampaging monster, and he'll destroy you too if he catches up with us.
You think I don't know that? Darkia demanded, looking furious. This is your fault! He's doing this because he's terrified of what my father will do to him for failing to stop you. Oh, that's a load of bull, Dark growled. You and your brother were terrorizing innocent people. You try living every day with a man that's constantly out to rule the world and crush anyone who stands against him. Darkia argued, getting nose to nose with Dark. You try standing up to your father when he's an all-powerful emperor of evil. You think you could do that, family man? Dark's teeth clenched he curled his fist, only for Nikki to grab it before he could try anything. Enough! This is getting us nowhere! Drayton nodded, stepping in. Darkia, tell us how to stop your brother, and I promise we can protect you. Okay, this is probably the part where I'm going to look at the pot killing the Kettle Black, but are you nuts? Madeline asked. Furnos huffed, smoke rolling from his nostrils. For once, I'm in agreement with the element of lightning. This is insane.
No, it's not, Patrick argued, taking Drayton's side. Look, the fact is maybe Darkia and Walker all acting out of fear of Darius. The only way to end this is to take that fear away.
Darkia rolled her eyes. Please, like you could protect me from my brother, or my father, that matter.
Maybe not, but do you have a better choice right now?
Patrick nodded, causing Darkia to growl, as he realized how rhetorical that question was.
So, what's it going to be?
Fine, Darkia moaned. The answer you're looking for is in the ebony formula. I assume Miss Info Junkie took him? His eyes widened, pulling out the sheets of papers he grabbed. Yeah, but what's that got to do with Walker's lightless form? He would have needed to cut down enough darkness circulating in his body for the transformation to work, Darkia explained. I said that, while it does make him very more powerful than if he, say, absorbed a few dozen plots or so, comes back with a flaw that he figured out while testing it. She's right, Layla said, looking over the note scribbled alongside the formula. Ebony Phantom burns itself pretty quickly when exposed to light, meaning that while it gives a huge power advance against anything else, it pretty much doubles as a lightless vulnerability to light elemental attacks. So if we hit him enough, Nikki asked, it'll cancel out his transformation, Layla finished. Only problem is, in his current form, he's blocking out so much light we may not be able to channel enough to stop him. That looks like our best shot is mineral mode, Nikki surmised. Okay, here's the plan. Infernos, you lead a detachment to find the lost and wounded. Drayton, you stick with the main group.
The rest of us will help the walker. Keep it distracted while the detachment is out. Once Infernos and the others get back, Drayton, you join up with us. Drayton nodded hesitantly. Okay. Be careful out there, you guys.
How will we know to move out? Infernos asked. Malin grinned. I guess lots of explosives and yelling.
Infernos' eyes narrowed.
Right. And suddenly I find you quite mad again. Guess we need. Don't wear it out.
Mad replied with a wink as the 5 primary rangers rushed off. Come out! Walker roared, slamming apart a boulder. Make this easy on yourselves. Right here, Walker! Wyvern turned to hear Nikki shout, peering through the fog to see her, Layla, Patrick, Madeline, and Dirk marching towards him, blasters ready. The 2 sides squared off, neither side backing down an inch. So you decided to come alone? Walker inquired. Even left the Guardian of Darkness to protect your forces. Not that it matters. I'll help deal with them later anyway. You gotta go through us first, pal, Dirk noted. Walker sneered, licking his fangs. Oh, but that's the fun part. And frankly, I've been looking forward to this since the day you first 5 set on the foot on this world.
And I've been looking forward to showing your mouth shut so I never have to hear you go again, Malin replied. That's a message shutting down your operations for good.
Do you think that even if you could defeat me, it would make any difference? Walker demanded. At best, all I'll succeed at doing is drawing Dardarius about to eliminate you personally. Good, Patrick yelled. I've heard more than enough about that jerk to want to get into the mix with him and kick him off whatever throne he's got for himself. You won't even be able to get past me, let alone set one finger on the Emperor, Walker insisted, flexing his wings. Well, guys, he is kind of right. It's the mid-season finale, and the Emperor is kind of big bad, so yeah, you're not going to be able to lay a single finger on him. He's going to curb stomp everybody. Well, then let's put that theory to the test, Nikki shouted, pulling her crystal from his chain. It's morphin' time! In this order, the rest of the group all pulled out their crystals from their chains. The team then drew their Gaia crystal blast morphers and inserted the crystals inside. As Walker spread his wavered wings apart, the team raised their blasters forward, pulling the triggers and yelling, Gaia's a Gaia! Awaken! The multicolored blast shot out as Walker beat his wings to send out dark waves of energy. The 2 attacks colliding hard in a rainbow-colored explosion. Walker growled, charging up a spear of black energy as the Rangers leaped through the colorful blaze, their suits materializing. Mirror of Mode! The 5 Rangers called, bringing forth their crystal gauntlets and inserting their crystals into them. Each crystal shimmered in light before expanding to fit the larger compartment of their respective gauntlet, which were emblazoned with the image of their matching Gaia Zord. The team then threw their fists forward as Walker hurled his bike spear at them, golden light knocking it away before coating the Rangers. The silver on their belts and Gaia sabers were turned to gold. Golden trim were added to the tops of their boots, and the golden armbands wrapped around their biceps. Finally, each of their suits' main colors were changed to a shinier, more metallic color. Now, you see, guys, this is why you don't attack while they're morphing. All it does is make them look more badass. It makes you look silly. Ruby, Ranger! Nikki yelled. Ruby flames erupting around her. Emerald Ranger! Patrick shouted. Emerald Tornado whipped up. Sapphire Ranger! Layla cried as sapphire bubbles circled around her. Amber Ranger! Dirk roared. Amber pulses sawed down to the ground around him, shaking the earth. Amethyst Ranger! Madeline called as Amethyst lightning cracked across the sky. The 5 Rangers struck a pose together, just as a large golden flash of light erupted all around them, followed by a gigantic, rainbow-colored explosion around them. Power Rangers! Guardians of Gaia!
Oh, I live for badass morphing sequences.
Walker roared, beating his wings hard as he sprung at the Rangers. He spiked his claws hard at the team as they rushed him, knocking them all aside as he flew by. Sweeping up into the air, he opened his jaws wide, unleashing the black flames of the Rangers, scorching their armor and sending sparks flying out their suits. You're all powerless against the ultimate living weapon, Walker shouted, slipping down for another attack. Dirk, alley-oop! Nikki shouted, getting a nod from the Amber Ranger. Dirk then stomped the ground hard, causing Patrick and Madeline to swing upward, Gaia Saber's ready, while Walker managed to sweep them both away. He still managed to nick his wings, knocking him slightly off course. Layla! Nikki ordered, as she and the Sapphire Ranger both slammed their palms to the ground. A split-second later, Walker was hit hard from below by a massive geyser of boiling hot water. The Wyvern Lightless spun out of control, managing to land on his feet. But with a force so hard, he was sure to have broken his legs in his former body. Just as he did, though, quickly saw Dirk charging him with a quake axe. While he managed to knock him down, a pair of blasts from his wings, Walker instead found himself slashed hard from Patrick's Stormlance and Madeline's lightning daggers. Then, for good measure, Dirk managed to roll forward, swing, and smack the Shadowmancer across the face with the blunt side of his axe. Enough! Walker screamed, holding up a hand and launching black lightning bolts from it, hitting the 3 rangers closest to him, sending them tumbling aside. I am the ultimate weapon, the most powerful form of darkness you could ever hope to see, and you will not live to see anything beyond me. Flood Launcher! Layla called, pulling out her cannon and firing wave after wave of watery blasts at Walker, really knocked him aside with his wings. Nikki, go! Suddenly, the Ruby Ranger shot up like a blazing rocket over Layla, launching her itself and feet first at Walker. The Shadowmancer tried to block, but soon found herself kicked hard into the chin, then pummeled across his cheek by his charging bicycle kicks. Finally, Nikki hit a double stump to Walker's chest as he crashed back first into a rock formation, leaving the emblem of a phoenix burning in his skin, before engulfing him in an explosion big enough to send rocks tumbling down to him. Think that did it? Malin asked as the team regrouped, just as the rocks were knocked aside with ease by a very angry-looking Walker. "What's your question?" Patrick inquired, right before the team was blasted by assaults of black lightning and fire, then sending him crashing back down to the ground. Urgh! Dirk groaned, getting to a knee. "Well, do or die time, Nikki!" "Got it!" Nikki yelled. The team came back to their feet as their gauntlets glowed brightly. The Rangers shouted together, and they all threw their gauntlet fists forward, releasing streams of elemental light from each of their crystals. The 5 beams crossed together, forming a spear of white light that engulfed Walker. The Wyvern Lightless roared in pain as the light reacted violently to the ebony venom in his body. Despite the pain ripping through him, he slowly began to step towards the team, forcing himself forward. "It's no good!" Layla cried. "He's got too much in his system!" "Make a note to never let athletes take that stuff," Dirk replied, trying to push Walker back. "No kidding," Mad responded. "We could really use some help right about now." "Hang on, guys!" The team heard an old, familiar voice shout. Glancing back to see Drayden, placing his crystal in his warfare as he charged towards them. "It's weapon time!" Drayden's just up. A dark light burst out from the warfare, forming an energy field before him. Shoving through it, the indigo energy coated his body as his ranger suit materialized onto him. "Drayden, beat them together!" Nikki shouted, the team kicking their weapons towards the indigo ranger, who proceeded to grab and assemble them as he passed by them. "Gaia, Blaster!" Wait, so as the rangers were firing their energy blasts, Drayden was basically doing a run. As he ran, each ranger threw their weapons towards him, and he grabbed each one, put one on top of the other, and proceeded to reassemble like a badass as he ran to the field and proceeds to do the following. "Gaia Blast!" Drayden roared, firing and leaping over his friends and aiming their controlled weapons at Walker. "Fire!" Pulling the trigger, Drayden unleashed a barrage of multicolored blasts to join the rest of the team. Finally, they overwhelmed Walker in a flash of light, sending him sailing back several yards into the massive blast of energy and into the side of the mountain. The Rangers slumped a little, feeling exhausted for putting all their into their last attack. "I'm bleeding." Sorry, I think I'm getting a nosebleed from overdose of awesomeness." "Whoa." Now, some of you people might think, am I intimidated by the fact that this guy just brought out some awesome Ranger scenes? No. You see, as a Power Rangers writer who's doing his own series right about now, all I'm doing is looking at this and thinking to myself, "Oh, my bear!" Rising up into the Magna Buster control room, Jarwar looked over into the crystal charging power station before it. Surrounding it were the turtle, kitsune, unicorn, wolf, and lion crystals, all glowing brilliantly as their power mixed together, built it more strongly. It won't be long now, Jarwar declared over to the comm to Professor Snyder. It might be a good time for you to get started, Charles recommended. Right, Jarwar replied, pulling at the light crystal. It's more time! Thus the idea of Ian McKellen saying that is kind of awesome. Twisting the unicorn horn staff on his back, Jarwar placed the light crystal inside the hidden compartment and shut it closed. Then raised his staff and called out, Guardians of Gaia, awaken! As a series of yellow rays shot out from his horn, covering Jarwar in its light. His robes were discarded, leaving him in his ranger suit. However, for a brief moment, the yellow's costume glittered brightly, blinking golden before it turned to normal. Incredible, Jarwar observed. I already feel so much stronger. This kind of power just shouldn't take long at all. Let's hurry, Snyder advised. I can't shake the feeling things are getting worse over there. Of course, Jarwar responded, plugging the light crystal into the charging station. Magna Buster, power up! The Magna Buster rolled to life, the main console coming online and the charging station glowing brightly with the crystals around it. Jarwar inserted his staff into the control panel, gripping tightly as he focused what energy he had with that of the 6 crystals behind him, building power higher and higher with each passing moment. All right, Rangers. Maybe now it's up to you to hold on till I'm ready, Jarwar thought. I'm hoping to better it on their end. Nice timing, Dre, Dark said between pants, fist bumping Drayden. Thanks, but you should thank the Infernos, the Indigo Ranger replied. He managed to round up the wounded pretty quick. So, how do you think that last hit did? Before anyone could comment, a loud roar echoed throughout the area. Waves of heat being released from where Walker had crashed. Within moments, an explosion of black flame blew the mountain apart, and in its place was a giant wyvern lightless, towering over the black stone and ground to the dark zone, howling into the sky as his wings stretched out wide. We certainly lost clusters like that anymore, Patrick noted. This is it, guys, Nicky announced. You ready? The team all nodded in affirmation, inserting their dragon crystal into the dragon buster. Drayden raised it skyward, as the others did with their crystal gauntlets. The Rangers calling out, We need Gaia power now! Let these Gaia power up! Nicky yelled, her gauntlet sending out a ruby stream of light into the nearby mountain. Phoenix sword taking off from it, with flames trailing off its wings. Cling Hippogriff's Gaia sword, power up! Patrick called, an emerald beam firing from his gauntlet into the cluster of clouds, freaking out the Hippogriff's sword as it barreled rolled through the sky. Blue Ascended Gaia sword, power up! Nicky shouted, her gauntlet releasing a sapphire blast into the lake. The Leviathan sword lifting its neck out of the water with a roar. Oris Behemoth Gaia sword, power up! Dirk exclaimed, his gauntlet sending out an amber beam into the woods. The Behemoth sword stomping through on all fours. Finally got his Thunderbird sword! Power up! Malin cried, sending an endless stream out of the light of her gauntlet in order to create a thundercloud in the sky. A Thunderbird sword sailing out of it. Indigo Dragon Gaia sword! Power up! Gaia summoned with his sword, and sent out a brilliant indigo beam to summon the Dragon Gaia sword out of a dark cloud. Once all Gaia swords were called out, the Gaia Rangers immediately leaped up, or caught into beams of light from the Zords, and pulled into the Gaia Zord cockpits. Plugging their weapons into their control slots, they steered towards Walker. Nicky was the first to attack, the Phoenix sword surrounding itself in flames as it did an Elyon roll, crossing into Walker hard before being knocked back by dark bursts of wings. Fire! Malin and Drayden cried, releasing blasts of lightning, bolt feathers, and dark flames from the Thunderbird dragon swords. While Walker winced in pain from the attacks, they did little to slow him. As he reached down and unleashed black lightning onto the two, forcing them to back off. Let's roll this guy away! Patrick yelled, flying the Hippogriff sword into an Elyon roll, creating a mini tornado that spun directly to Walker, only to be effortlessly swatted away. Alright, bad idea. Let's see how you like my deep freeze! Leo shouted, the Leviathan sword rearing its head back and letting loose a blast of ice, freezing Walker's wings solid. However, he quickly breathed out dark flames and thawed them out, and then launched sent flames of the Serpentine Gaia Zord. Hang on, Layla! Nicky exclaimed, letting the Phoenix sword in front of the Leviathan sword. canceling the dark flames with his own best of ability. "And boys, you've got it!" Dark yelled, the previous sword charging forward and ramming into Walker's gut, while the dragon sword flew in his skull past him. To their amazement, though, the Wyvern Knightless actually grabbed the previous sword by the horns and lifted him up, slamming him into the dragon sword's underside before dropping it.
"I've been hit hard!" Dragon announced. "Need time to recover." "Got it,"
Nikki responded as the dragon sword backed off.
"Okay, guys, power up your unity crystals!"
"Right!" the others shouted. The 5 primary Gaia Rangers inserting their unity crystals into their Gaia sabers, calling out, "Gaia swords, combine!" Their swords sprung up and shifted their bodies around, combining into a giant robot as the team's cockpits came together in the head, the robot landing on its feet. "Gaia Megazord, power up!" the team called as the Megazord came to life. "Why, thank you," Walker exclaimed, squaring up with the giant robot. "I've been wanting to tear your Megazord apart, piece by piece, since the last time I saw it." The 2 giants faced off, locking hands as they engaged in a test of strength. However, Walker was quick to cheat, slamming a skull into the Megazord's head and knocking it back. However, the Shadowmancer soon found himself getting backhanded into the chest from the robot, quickly followed by a roundhouse kick to the face, sending him tumbling to the ground. Walker growled, getting back up and stretching his wings out. "I've had enough of these games. It's time I put you away for good." Before the Rangers could react, dark energy shimmered across the wings before unleashing a massive barrage of thin energy blasts. They all smacked across the Megazord's body, sparks flying off of it as it fell to the ground, badly damaged.
"Dang it, he's still too strong!"
Dirk crawled.
"Layla, can you get a fix on how much enemy venom he's still got in him?"
"We've definitely depleted a lot of it, but there's too much to bring him down by ourselves," Layla announced, looking over the readout on her screen.
"That means it's such a job where at Operation Lighthouse," Nikki replied. "We just need to give him enough time. Be ready when he is."
"Look out!" Nallon shouted, Megazord rolling out of the way, just as the Walker fired black lightning across the land. Before he could attack again, the Dragon Sword swooped by, freaking its claws across the Wyvern Lightless's wings, causing him to howl in pain.
"Dragon Sword back in action," Dragon announced. "Let's show Walker what we're really made of."
"Super Unity Crystals!" the 6 shouted, hitting their buckles to bring forth the crystals and inserting them into their swords. "Gaia Swords, combine!" Gaia Megazord's head folded back as the Dragon Sword's body split, spreading out across its sides as it landed and combined with the Gaia Zord. Dragon's cockpit then slid down to the others. The 6 joined together into the robot's new head. "Dragon Force Megazord, power up!" the team called as the Megazord came to life.
"Time after time, as we march side by side, through the valleys of evil and the torturing souls, night after night, for the glory we fight, in the kingdom of madness and the tales from the old."
"What?"
"Great Thunder works perfectly for the situation."
Walker instantly fired back black lightning at the massive Megazord, but simply walked through the electrical assault before punching the Shadowmancer hard, one fist after the other. Walker stumbled backward, groaning in pain, before grabbing a dark orb in his hand and hurling it at the Dragon Force Megazord, showing it back hard.
"All right, let them have it!"
Patrick yelled, the Dragon Force Megazord suddenly leaping up and soaring through the sky. He swooped down at Walker, the gauntlets over his fists, spinning as he charged up with power from all 6 swords.
"Superstar Punch!"
All 6 Rangers shouted as the Dragon Force Megazord threw a flying double punch of fire and lightning into Walker's chest, sending him sailing before crashing into the mountain that housed the Dark Chamber.
"Stay down, Walker!"
Nikki exclaimed, the Megazord landing on his feet.
"For all good, don't push us any further."
Walker's eyes twisted as the glow blood red, digging his claws into the remains of his headquarters.
You don't know anything about what's for my own good."
Immediately getting back to his feet, Walker launched a barrage of black beams from his wings, blasting the Dragon Force Megazord. Then rushed forward, ducked, slid around the giant robot. Then, wrapping his arms around its waist, he actually threw himself backward and suplexed the Megazord into the black stone ground. Did he just German suplex us?" Dirk demanded, in shock as he quickly turned to anger.
"You don't suplex this Power Ranger! He suplexes you!"
Getting back up, Dragon Force Megazord grabbed Walker in a tight gut trench, while Salamander shocked the Megazord robot hard with black lightning and powered through, throwing Walker up over itself, sending him sprawling across the ground. Walker groaned, fighting to get back up as both combatants were now tiring more and more with each move. Fine! Walker screamed, throwing hands up. I'll blow you all to pieces, along with this entire zone! The Rangers looked on in horror as Walker began to form a massive spear of black energy in the air above him, clearly intending to blow them all from the face of Gaia. Behemoth's jaw opened in the chest of the Megazord, firing orbs of black orbs of power to waver lightless. But they did nothing to stop him, as he gathered more and more energy into his attack. This is no good, he's still slaking them! Patrick yelled.
Oh man, this is it!
Nicky's eyes widened in terror as the spear grew larger before shaking it off. Guys, hang tough. Pass in all the energy you got. If we're going down fighting! Right! The team replied, gripping their swords as they channeled as much energy as they could into the Megazord. Jarwar's eyes shot open, feeling the warm hum from the crystals of the Oxzors reaching their peak. That's it. I'm ready! Focusing his mind, Jarwar armed a Magna blaster towards the dark zone, infusing the massive amount of light being harnessed as a weapon. He was able to pierce the darkness, getting the image of the Dragon Force Megazord. Standing before it was a giant, wyvern-like monster, gathering energy for a single attack. But even in that form, Jarwar could sense it, her true self, albeit one that was buried in a dark and evil power. Walker, Jarwar muttered before gripping his staff. Forgive me. Magna Buster! Corona Bust! In this order, the Magna Buster released a massive blast of gold, aquamarine, pink, silver, black, and white energy. It tore through the skies of Gaia, sailing towards the dark zone, fast enough to shatter the sound barrier, almost knocking over the trees on the ground below. Leia's heart nearly skipped a beat as she heard a beeping from the controls, seeing the image of an oncoming energy blast from behind.
Guys, it's Jarwar!
Oh man, what a way to save our last buzz at the last minute, Dirk cheered. Walker blinked as he saw a massive beam of light pierce through the dark fog, rushing towards the Megazord. What is that? Before he could get an answer, the beam made contact with the Dragon Force Megazord. Its body shimmered in golden light, while rainbow auras surrounded its essence and peeled away the darkness around it. Within moments, the sun pierced through. The sky turned to its ordinary blue. Bots ran for cover all across the dark zone as light burned at their bodies, desperate to find cover. You! Roger roared, his hurling massive spear of darkness at the Dragon Force Megazord. However, to his utter shock, it merely threw a fist out, creating a force field that was made of the emphases of all 11 Gaiazords. The spear hit the shield hard, but was blown apart harmlessly. What have you done? Walker demanded. You're about to find out, Dinky replied with a grin. Drayden, now! Drayden nodded as he pulled his super unity crystal from his sword, as his cockpit was pulled free from the others and back into the Dragon Zord, was disengaged from the others, and went airborne, while the Gaia Megazord was reformed. Gaia Zords, combine! Drayden yelled, hitting his buckle to call forth the lion and wolf crystals. Then he inserted the Dragon Buster, summoning the 2 Gaia Zords from the remains of the dark. His 3 Zords twisting about and forming into a giant robot. Dragon Megazord, power up! Auxiliary Zords combine! The heirs called as Nikki, Layla, and Patrick called out Kinsade, Turtle, and Unicorn. The 3 Gaia Zords twisted their bodies around to form a large staff of a silver drill, which the Megazord caught. Gaia Megazord, Gaia Meg Staff! How is this possible? Walker screamed. You shouldn't have been able to call upon the other Zords.
Normally you're right, Layla replied. Which is why Jarwar used their crystals to supercharge the Magna Buster. More than enough to pierce even the thickest darkness of Gaia, Melon added.
Giving us a chance to call upon the Zords and finish this fight, Patrick exclaimed. The Gaia crystals, their powers combined. Couldn't even light this place, Walker inquired, his mind in complete shock. Walker, Drayden called, you've been so blinded by Drakdarius' evil that you can't even see any possibilities beyond what he thinks exists. I swear you both got it wrong, Dark yelled. You've never learned about miracles, because he doesn't believe in them. As long as miracles exist, there's no set amount of possibilities, Nikki finished. And because we believe in ourselves, each other, and in miracles, there will always be a way! Dark Walker grit his teeth hard, spreading his wings. Miracles, is it? Let's see how wonderful your miracle is! Alright, let's let him have it, Nikki ordered. Black Light Blast! Drayden shouted, the Dragon Megazord unleashing a trio of indigo, white, and black energy orbs. They combined into one massive spear and flew straight at Walker as he fired barrage of black beams, flying straight through them and hitting him hard. Now! Excuse me. Cry thunder! Dun, dun, bum, bum, bum. The sword in hand, titans of justice fearlessly stand. Cry thunder, strong in command, blessed by the union, freedom of man. Gaia Max, finish! The other Rangers called, darting their fists forward as the Gaia Megasword thrust the drill to Gaia Max staff straight through Walker's torso. Silver light from the drill, causing eggplant-colored mist to pour out of his body. The Megasword pulled the weapon back as Walker's lightless body evaporated into thin air. This left only Walker's original self to fall to the ground, collapsed and exhausted. The dark staff of the Reaver floating in the sky, before cracking apart and disintegrating into nothingness. That was awesome. We even had the customary Sentai bragging about what they mean and what their whole entire theme of their show is compared to the bad guy who tries to denounce their theme only to realize that he just got his butt handed to him. Yes! We did it! Dirk yelled top of his lungs. Not over yet, guys, Nicky said. Come on, let's get down there. Getting nods from the team, they all leaped down from their cockpits, landing near Walker as the 5 primary Rangers powered down from mineral mode to their usual Ranger suits. Draven was the first to Walker's side, turning him onto his back and resting the side of his head to the Saturmaster's chest. Walker! Walker! The team heard a voice scream, looking over to Tarkia racing towards them, the bindings on her hands dangling, being teased by Faye. Is he? He's alive, Draven announced, pulling his head back. He'll wake up with one hell of a headache, but he'll be okay. Oh! Tarkia moaned, falling to her knees and holding her brother close. Walker, you stupid... Faye smiled, albeit entirely. I guess it's over now, huh? Nicky nodded. For now. Let's get back to the library and... Before Nicky could finish, the ground started to shake hard. Darkness returned to the area, thicker than ever. The Megazord suddenly fell apart into their individual Zords, and then disappeared back into the Gaian crystals. Rangers looking around, feeling fear sneak into their minds. The sky was filled with a long, deep sound, almost like sounding like the call of a whale. Oh my gosh, what is it? The Emperor.
Pfft, you weak, pathetic foes! I've come for your souls!
I don't think so. What? That's one of the greatest endings ever! What's up? Dirk asked, just as Patrick fell to a knee, clutching his head. Pat, are you alright? Something's wrong, Patrick moaned. I can't get to the Genesis, so he's blocking my wind rating. As the sound echoed through the air again, Walker's eyes flared open as he began to pant a bit, looking terrified. He's here. Suddenly, the fog began to roll back slightly. In the skies above them, a massive whale-like creature pulled up directly over them. A crystalline body looking completely dull in color and shape. Its call echoed throughout the area, causing the ground to shake beneath it. From its underside, a black light shined down to the ground not far from the Rangers, and a single figure floated through it. What are we dealing with? Layla asked Darkia. Darkia gulped hard as the figure came into view. At first, from far off, he almost resembled a more muscular version of Walker, having molded the latter into taking a look similar to the former. However, as he got closer, you could see his hairline was receding a bit more. He had longer hair in the back that reached past his shoulders. His face had more than a few wrinkles, nose and ears a sharpness to them. He was wearing black and gray armor, almost like Darkia's, but only more menacing. I just want to say this, dude. As an evil emperor, you're gonna have a long trek to climb because Lord Zed is always my favorite Power Ranger villain. So you got some work to do, buddy. My father, Darkia answered. The Emperor of the Dark, Dradarius. Finally, after a few moments, Dradarius touched on the ground softly, looking over at the group before him. The Rangers formed up quickly in front of Faye, Walker, and Darkia, forming a defensive stance. Why is it that I imagine that this guy's theme is going to have an organ? Darius' lips curled into a smirk, clearly amused by this gesture.
Well, now isn't this interesting?
Darius asked, holding his hands together behind his back.
My saddlenesses, when my daughter and my daughter's son, protected by their sworn enemies against their own father. Where would this be?
Father, please! Darkia begged, helping Walker to his feet. We did everything we could to stop them. They were too strong. Darius sighed, practically looking straight through the Rangers as if they weren't there.
Oh, my dear daughter, you needn't convince me of that. I believe you, of course.
Suddenly, before anyone could follow his movements, Darius simply disappeared, only to reappear behind Walker and Darkia, looking away from them so they couldn't see his expression.
It's just that I never imagined with my father's stock I put in you. Your best was still so pathetic.
Darkia's eyes widened hard before she could grab Walker and run. Darius swung around and kicked Walker hard to his side, sending the two stumbling across the ground. Walker cried out in horrible pain, feeling the Emperor's kick wound him heavily. Just before Darius then tossed a small ball of black light at them, blowing apart the ground in front of them, knocking them off a nearby cliff. Nikki gasped in shock, but quickly clenched her fist hard, drawing her Gaia saber. How could you? Darius merely scoffed, seeming to show little to no emotion as the other Rangers drew their Gaia sabers into Dragon Buster. Faye came behind Leia.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you were still here for a moment. Was there something I can help you with?
Set double metal slash! The Rangers roared, bringing their swords down hard on Darius. They didn't even try to block the attack. Instead, letting them hit his armor with 6 elemental slashes. They then looked at the point on the armor they were all aiming for, spotting a 6-pointed star-like scratch on it.
Oh, look at that,
Darius observed, dusting himself off.
You scratched it. Impressive.
Darius then threw out his hand, sending out a dark gust of wind that knocked the team and Faye away with ease. They all tumbled across the ground, straight for Drayden, who managed to keep his own feet down and dug in with his Dragon Buster. Once the dark wind ceased, he pulled it out, inserting the wolf crystals and lion crystals into his swords. He charged up with indigo, white, and black energy as he held it up, Darius looking on intently.
It's this!
Drayden shouted, raising his blade, grabbing a hold of it with both hands as he ran Darius.
Shut up, break!
Bringing his sword down hard, Drayden unleashed the indigo, white, and black slash of dark energy that ran down on the usurper of the Dark Throne, intending to cut straight through his armor. However, before he could make contact, Darius actually reached up and caught the blade, stopping the attack that thus far had been a surefire finisher with ease.
Oh, it must be the Guardian of the Darkness I heard so much about,
Darius realized. Drayden trying to pull his sword free.
Don't you know that darkness is my element? That I command the greatest darkness of all, and your puny amount is no match for it.
Gripping the blade tighter, Darius sent a black lightning through it, striking Drayden hard, causing him to demorph. The others quickly ran in, looking to strike again, but the Emperor immediately dodged around their attacks, and leveled them with backhands so hard they all demorphed, falling to the ground. Leia! They cried, a few feet away from the team.
You managed to undo a lot of work I put into the past 1,000 years,
Darius said calmly.
Now I suppose I have to start all over again. Though, I think to save time, perhaps I'll owe my own personal touch, relying on weak fools like those who made conquering this world far too long. And I have a whole other planet to take over when it's done.
Nikki winced as he dragged herself back up.
What? You mean you know about the parallel world called Earth?
Darius cut Nikki off.
Yes, a world rare of its existence. Believe me, its nomination is on my list of future accomplishments.
Raising a hand up, Darius suddenly created a black circle of energy around the Rangers.
I do apologize for this, but you see, I can't really let you slow my progress any further. You have to be removed.
Realizing what he likely meant, the team's eyes widened in terror. Just as Madeline reached down for her blaster, Darius flew his hand downward, creating a black flash of dark light that enveloped the Rangers into space around them. When it was over, they were gone, Darius scoffed, looking over where the Dryad was, only to find she was no longer present either.
Oh, did I get her too?
The Emperor wondered aloud.
Or did she simply flee? Oh, well, it doesn't matter. I was hoping to let a witness of all of this tell the rest of the world when it transpired. But I suppose I still have to let my actions speak for me.
Looking back up at the whale-like creature hanging in the air above, Darius felt himself being pulled back up, setting his mind on the next course of action. However, as he did, Inferno slithered out from behind a nearby rock formation. His mind gripped in terror.
No,
Inferno muttered.
the Guardians. They were our last chance.
Feeling herself start to come to, Nikki's eyes twisted as he opened slowly. A breeze passed through them as she felt the grass against her. The sun glazed over her dark skin. She couldn't help but feel her eyes slowly close, nearly drifting out to sleep. Until he stepped back open, Nikki remembering the last thing that had happened before she had lost consciousness. Sitting up, Nikki looked around at the other Rangers, who were starting to come in. Guys, everybody okay?
Ugh, my head's aching like something fierce, but I'm alright,
Miller replied. I still can't sleep to just my window lady, Patrick announced. Can anyone tell me what the heck we are? Dirk groaned, getting to his feet looking down at the hill, his jaw dropping. Pat, I tell you, but I don't think you believe it. Drayton's eyes snapped wide open as he looked at where Dirk was looking. No way!
It can't be.
Layla exclaimed with shock. At this point, the whole team, save for Patrick, were staring down what was the grassy hill beneath them. Tall buildings of stone, steel, and glass. Concrete streets with cars on them. Humans walking the sidewalks. The one thing they wanted to see again so long, but now was the last place he ever wanted to be. It was a city. A human city on Earth. Well, guys, if we were in Briarwood, we would have no problem. We'll just call the Mystic Force Rangers and ask them for a tree tunnel home. We're home, Nikki stated. To be continued in Season 2 of Power Rangers of Gaia. Power Rangers Guardians of Gaia Season 1, Part 1 is a great start to any type of fanfiction Ranger series. It perfectly encapsulates everything that is awesome about Power Rangers. It puts it into one, Likara, what are you doing? Oh, I'm doing History of Power Rangers. I thought that this was a Power Ranger series, and, I always do them when they're completed, and, no, dude, this is a Fan Ranger series. I'll handle the fanfic stuff. You go be awesome. Alright. Talk to you all later. Oh, and remember to get the new atop the fourth wall to out! Oh, and by the way, to Mr. Critic and Phyllis, drops a mic. That's how you do a late car impersonation. Bite me. Well, I would if I actually cared. Oh, come on! His inspiration was way worse than mine! Yeah, I could do all that guy with the glasses. So what? But as Linkara said, yeah, this is awesome. There is no words about it. This is just pure grade, plain awesome. This is what a Power Rangers series should be. Fun, great characters, exciting battles, fun Megazords to see, some laughs here and there, characters interacting, friends upon friends, and some really cool villains. Seriously, that's what you need for a Green Ranger series. It's always what you needed. My complaints with the worst Sentai I've ever seen are the ones that don't do this, are just the ones that either seem to focus on the Zords to actually offer anything, or B, the characters are just so boring that the Sentai is unforgettable. One thing I always note, and I've said this before, that people who complain about Power Rangers do, is that they always seem to think that we Power Ranger fans are only into one thing. And that's the explosions and the finishers. Basically what Mikan did. Although I have to thank Micah. It was because of him that got me into this. Yeah, a dear friend of mine, Harmonic, saw that I was doing this, and she told me about this story. So I looked it up and read it. And I feel like it serves as an excellent counterpoint to what Micah offers. Micah says, "Oh, I want to do everything Power Ranger style, where there's this conflict, maybe a subplot. The monsters fight, the Rangers lose, the Rangers regroup, think of a way to defeat the monster. The end. Nothing more." To which I say, that's the old way of thinking. That is a very, very base way of thinking. No. Do something in the proper Power Ranger style. Oh, sir, have an MOTW. But also focus on the Rangers' conflict. What does the monsters mean to the Rangers? Or, better yet, what do the Rangers' activities have to do with that fight that day? The best episodes always revolved around this. Whether it be recent, like, say, that caveman guy on Dino Charge learning about modern day devices, or back in the past when one of my favorite Ranger episodes dealt with Tommy's and Swiss cheese memory. Those are the episodes that are important. But according to Mikan, no. He wants to do things Power Ranger style with big explosives and finishers. Oh, sure, that's part of it, but what about seeing, say, Sir Hime run Nekomaru and telling everybody to get their fat asses to work because they need to help out with the crepe shop? What about RJ trying to teach more about to Casey how to fight, or even trying to work on a pizza? Those things bring out character development. And that's what this fic does beautifully. Because it focuses on the characters while giving out the fight scenes. Story-wise and battle-wise, this show made me think of another Sentai series that's close to my heart. Which, I mean, all of them are elementals. All of them are based in a magical world that they need to get home from. Under dreaded attack by a guy that, well, right, frankly, does make me think of Phobos. Dude, luckily there's no Narissa. We'd be doomed. And the characters all seem to be different and unique. And that's what I love about each one of them. Sadly, I feel like probably the one who got the least amount of screen time and development was Dirk. I didn't feel like he had all that much. I mean, we knew that his family was important to him, and we got that in a couple of episodes, but I feel like he kind of got left by the wayside. Whereas the biggest episodes all revolved around some of my other favorite characters. I'll get to all of them in a bit. The next one on the list of development was Patrick. I know that he said I wanted to make Patrick blind to make him, to give him some weaknesses, and I love that. And I love the fact that we also got to see him explore how to surpass his own downfalls and how to become stronger because of it. Layla was an interesting thing, and that's why I'll point out that her being gay is something that I liked about this series. Is that she had a lot of time to actually show off her own emotional issues dealing with her memories, her relationship with her sister, and desire to be stronger. I like the fact that we also got to see her pull out the mechanics bit, making her sort of like a female version of Billy. And Nikki also had some of the other interesting development as a Red, showing off that she wasn't just a female Red, OMG, but a woman with characters and flaws, worried about her own selfish leadership, and slowly building herself up as a great leader and commander.
Drayden, well, we only had about 5 episodes with him. So I'm going to save any calls for that until the second season finishes. Which leaves us, of course, with my favorite character, Madeline. Do you guys think it was coincidence that Madeline was the first Gaia Ranger we saw back on Evolution of Friendship? You think it was coincidence that I had her meet up with Sunset, my favorite of the Equestrian girls? Interesting. Rainbow Dash is best pony, but Sunset is best human. No, it isn't. Madeline is my favorite character. She's perky. She's happy, and a joyful, go-lucky. She's very, very protective of her dear little her sister. She treats her like her sister no matter what. Always looking on the bright side. Yes, he's only had about 1 or few episodes dedicated to her, but strangely enough, she also makes a great Lancer. But the fun type of Lancer, not the one that's usually,
I am very dark and serious. You don't know me. You don't know my past, man.
but she acts like a Lancer in that she wants to, be the support. She tries her best to figure out where she belongs on this team by working with everybody and keeping them going. I love this girl. I also love Jawar and his relationship to the 2 villains. Our 2 villains had, well, a lot of brothers said it best. They were very unique. I mean, we've seen familiar relationships in villains' histories before in Power Rangers. Drakina Scorpius, Ransek and his daughter, like that. I think we've also seen siblings too, like, say, Rito and Rita. However, we've never seen one have siblings like this. Well, one has connection to the hero, and second, we've never